Howdy folks, welcome back to Shallow Pockets Acres. Today's August 22nd, 2026. And I'm taking a walk around looking at some of these trees and bushes. There's hazelnut bush with some hazelnuts. You can actually see them now. And I'm down in here amongst my Dunson chestnuts, which I'm not seeing any birds on any of them this year. A couple hazelnuts here and there on this thing to where I may see or try to get back here before they get ripe and collect a couple of them. Still got a couple of birch trees in amongst this hazelnut bush here. I need to get cut out. And over there hangs a couple more. And I've walked around the other chestnuts down in here, and I'm not seeing any birds on any of them. And I still haven't, I'm moving too fast here again. Still haven't get down here and trimmed this Walmart apple tree back or trimmed around it anymore. But it's still living for me, and hopefully here before the year gets over with, I get this thing trimmed up, get the dead stuff cut out of the top of it, and get some more cleared out around it here too. And I'll pick you back up once I get walked around some of the other trees. And I don't know what happened to this tree this year, but this one has had burrs on the past 2 years. And I'm not seeing any burrs on it anywhere this year. And this is a tree at the top of the fire pit trail, the old fire pit trail. And it didn't put any burrs on it this year. And here's the walnut tree I planted there, or one of the 4 that I planted earlier that is still surviving up here. And this is a son of cow crabapple. Got a few crabapples on it this year. And then this side of it over this way, there in the middle of it, looks like we got something eating the leaves off of this tree. Whether it's caterpillars or the grasshoppers are up here, I don't know for sure, but there's a few crabapples on it this year. As well as that one back there is another son of cow that there's a few on. And then this turning point crabapple, which the bear bent it over and cracked a 1 liter coming up on it earlier this year. It's still got a few apples hanging on it. And I don't know if it's been long enough for me to get that rope that I tied it up with off of it yet, or not yet, whether it's healed up enough to do that yet. but I am seeing on this other Senecal crabapple, a few crabapples hanging on it up there too, here and there. And down here lower on that one branch, there's a few hanging on it. And this is one of the Blue Hill wildlife chestnuts, which does have a few burrs on this year, which is a first for it. And a few hanging here and there. Across this whole tree it looks like there's one here and one there. And then the other one that I trimmed up right there with pokeweed growing in it this year. And I'm thinking there was blossoms on this tree. It was pretty well covered, but I'm not seeing any burrs on this tree anywhere. And I don't know if I've ever had any burrs on this one here for sure or not. And then I brought a little hosta and then a little bit of mint up here and planted this year too. And that stuff's still living for me, so I'm hoping it grows there. And then this one here is the other Blue Hills tree right in here behind the cabin. It's had burrs on it the past 2 years also, and I don't know that I've seen any burrs on it this year either. But it did have flowers on this spring, and we also had some, well, no, after these things flowered, we didn't have the cold weather. But we had a funky spring this spring, and things got cold and warm and cold and warm, where that may have affected these some this year, but so I'm only seeing like 2 chestnut trees this year that have burrs on them. And we also have this one in here that I started from seed a couple years ago, which has finally got grown up above the ferns and everything else growing around it. And then the one back in there that I also started from seed the same year. It's not grown much taller, but it's still living there and getting a little bigger each year. But let's walk down here and look at these 2 peach trees, see how they're still doing this year. Well, the peach trees are still living here. They're not very big. There's one. And over here's the other one. Something did snap the one branch off on that one. But they're still surviving for me. It looks like maybe something got in there was maybe eating some of the branches off of that one. And I did walk around the chestnut that's over there, which I didn't see any. I don't think there's any flowers on it this year. And walked around the rest of them that had produced in the past. I'm only seeing birds on 2 trees this year. Thanks for watching.